If you don't have this yet, then go grab your guitar right now, because we're about to play a pretty awesome thrash metal guitar riff. Now, this riff is going to be a little bit more challenging than some of the other riffs I put out there, because we're going to incorporate hammer-ons and pull-offs and the alternate picking. We're going to combine all these methods together. Now, if you're already one of my Metal Riff Masters, this next scene is going to look very familiar to you. And on that note, no pun intended, make sure you hang around after the lesson, because I've got a question, one specific question I want to ask you, and I really need your feedback on this, so hang around for that. We're in the key of A minor, and of course we're starting out with that A power chord. Now, like a lot of the lessons that you've gone through in this course, you'll see that some of the notes that we're playing here, and even one of the chords, do not necessarily belong in the key of A minor. But again, this is one of those things that really sets metal music apart from other genres, and it kind of gives metal, kind of gives our riffs that edge and that wicked undertone in some cases. Now, your target BPM for this riff is 163. Of course, it's not all about speed, so I never want you to get hung up on, well, I've got to play it faster and faster and faster. I want you instead to focus on playing it accurately, and just know that it's more about learning riffs that are usable in what I call a real-world scenario, something you can actually take away and use this riff in a song. Or, of course, I always encourage you to add your own notes to these riffs once you learn them. So let's break this riff down a little further, and let me give you some pointers here. So of course we're focused on hammer-ons and pull-offs. That's kind of the culprit of this riff here in this whole module. And then we're also going to be focusing on that alternate picking, really that thrash heavy metal alternate picking style. But there's one really interesting thing I want to point out about this riff, and of course you'll see it in the tabs that you downloaded, and I'll play it at normal speed and slowly again for you after this. But I want you to notice that each time you do the hammer on and pull off. So let's take the first one for example. You're doing the hammer on and pull off on the A string between frets 7 and 8. So you're on 7, 8, 7, right? You're doing the hammer on from 7 to 8 and then pull off back to 7. You're gonna pull off one more time, but you're gonna be pulling off the 7th fret and leaving that A string open. But right after that, you're gonna come in and palm mute that A string with a downstroke. So you've got the hammer on pull off, but then you're gonna pull off again off the entire fret, A string's open, then you're gonna do a downstroke palm mute. So that's a really cool integration there that you're gonna be throwing in between every hammer on and pull off. You'll be doing that. So it'll be between the hammer ons and pull offs, and also between the hammer on pull off to the chord that you'll be playing. So again, you'll kind of notice that. Make sure you get that as you're playing this riff. Okay, let's go through this one more time. All right, so now for the important question, and guys, I really need your feedback on this, but real quick first, this lesson that you just went through, this lesson with the full tabs, the guitar tabs, the backing track, the extended backing track, actually two versions. There's one with a full mix, and there's another version with just the bass and drums. That, along with 9 other lessons similar to what you just learned, that's going to be available to my Metal Riff Masters on September 3rd, or by September 3rd, which is next Friday. Of course, if you're watching this video after that, and you've already got the lessons. And again, this is for my Metal Riff Master, so if you have not gotten into my Metal Riff Master course yet, there is a link in the description of this video. Go ahead and jump in now, and of course, when these extra lessons become available, then you'll get them. How cool is that? I release a course, and then I add stuff to it later. Who does that? No one. Except for me. And guys, I'm not bragging, I know it probably comes off like that, but I actually enjoy giving you guys content. I think you guys can see that. So here's what I plan to do, and the question's coming, I promise. But here's what I plan to do, a couple of things. First of all, I'm gonna make the actual riff with the backing track in the beginning. So if you go through the other 70 lessons, I'm playing them free form, just with guitar. at the normal speed, then I slow it down just like I just did. But I think I'm gonna re-record all those riffs so that you have that beginning riff with a full mix. That way you can hear it in context. So that's the first change I plan to make. Man, that's gonna be a lot of videos I have to upgrade, but hey, I'm up for it. I'm up for the challenge. The other thing, while I'm updating the videos, I might as well add just a little bit more content to those videos. And I thought of also extending the backing track in the video. Go ahead and make that over a minute long, just like the downloadable version that you'll get. But guys, here's the big question. Here's the number one question I have for you. So I've actually considered like maybe revising just some of the riffs, probably 20% of the riffs, maybe adding a little bit more to them. Because as I'm going back through the course myself, it's like, okay, there's some challenging riffs in there. There's some kind of like basic, just really wholesome, you know, chunky metal riffs in there, which I want to keep those. But you know, as I've gone back through the riffs myself, I'm like, okay, well, there's probably about 20% of the riffs that I'm thinking maybe I could have made these riffs just a little bit more challenging, right? Just to add a little bit more to them. So, do you guys think I should do that? Do you guys think I should actually modify, not completely change, but modify some of the riffs that are already out there in the courses? How do you feel about that? Or do you think that I should just not touch those riffs at all? Just, they're perfect the way they are, leave them be, and that's that. So let me know, please let me know in the comments, because this is an important question before I go back and redo all these videos to kind of catch them up to speed with what you saw earlier, because I am going to do that. I want to do that for you guys. I think that'll just make the course just that much more powerful and more enticing. And hey, if there's a specific riff that maybe you see that needs to be changed, to be upgraded to something a little bit better, then let me know that. Like, just put the module number or the module name and what riff, the number of the riff in there, because they're all named 1 through 10. All right, so that's it. Leave those comments in the comments section. And again, if you do not have Metal Riff Master, grab it. Just go to the link. It's the first link in the description of this video and join. Right now there are hundreds of guitar players, not quite thousands yet, but we're getting there. But there are hundreds of guitar players in there. And man, if you just saw the emails and the feedback and the comments that I get from this course and how it's helped so many guitar players, those of you who have left those comments, I really appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. Again, there's nothing better to me than creating something that is truly helpful to you guys. You know, you seem to like the way I explain things and kind of put everything in simplistic terms. You know, I'm not one of those guitar players like, look what I can do, bet you can't play this. You know, it's not like that. I truly want to take you through a journey with me and just really help us all progress to that next level. And that next level doesn't mean the riffs have to be overly complicated, but they need to be challenging, right? So there's kind of that fine line between those. More importantly though, I want to give you, and I think I mentioned this in the lesson, I want to give you guys the types of riffs that you can actually use in that real world scenario, that you can actually, okay, this could be a song, not some complex piece of music that's just not going to fit into anything. You can actually use these riffs, you can expand on them. So that's really my goal on this channel. That's my goal with my metal guitar course, Metal Riff Master. So again, I really appreciate you guys, and don't forget to leave the comments. Let me know, do you want me to change some of those riffs or just leave them? Just let me know that in the comments. And one more time, if you don't have Metal Riff Master, I think everybody who's in there would tell you, hey, jump in it. It's an awesome course, so just jump in now. Again, that link is in the description of this video. Guys, thank you so much for all the support. I appreciate you. And until next time, you know what to do. Keep it metal.